What's going on, Tackle Warehouse fans? Jake here, bringing you this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. So we got a bunch of stuff that's early ICAST release products. We got some stuff we've been waiting on for a long time, so we got a whole mixed bag of things here. First thing I'm gonna talk about, my shirt. Forgot to talk about it last episode. So this is one of our Tackle Warehouse low-key shirts. Super cool shirt. It's just, it has the low-key design on it, and they're cotton poly blend, so they're super comfortable. Just wanted to throw it out there so everyone knows about it. Even some of the guys in the warehouse missed out on us carrying these new shirts. So make sure, check out all our new shirts. So the first batch of stuff here, this is all from Gamakatsu. These are, stuff that's been trickling in that's gonna be released this year at ICAST. There's a bunch more stuff coming from Gamakatsu. So make sure you guys keep tuned up and, wait for all the stuff they got bringing out this year. So the first set of products is all extensions of their Superline products. So we got Superline swivels, Superline split rings, and then Superline crosslock snaps with Superline swivels on them. So these are all heavy duty components. I grabbed the biggest one so it'd be a little easier to see, but just like everything Gamakatsu makes, it's gonna be premium components, swivels, split rings, snaps, all that terminal stuff that you wanna have in your box. And upgrading the hardware on any of your hard baits or anything like that, Superline stuff's gonna be the way to go. Just get that extra power in a really small package. The next thing we got here is the new Jika Rig weight. So this is a unique weight that you can hook up to a ringed EWG hook, specifically that Gamakatsu ringed Superline hook. So this builds, it's kind of like a short leader drop shot presentation. In Japan they call it a Jika Rig. And it's great for flipping into grass, as you can see this, small pointy cylinder style weight. This thing goes in and out of vegetation really easily. And then with this style of presentation, you're gonna get a lot better hookup ratio than you would with a Texas rig, because the bait is gonna be free swinging all by itself. And when you go to set the hook, you're not popping that weight, through the fish's mouth. So when they go to bite, they're getting all bait and hook, and that weight will stay outside their mouth. And you're gonna get, much better hookup percentage. And you're just gonna get a different presentation. So everyone else is going down the bank with a Texas rig, you throw something in there a little bit different, gets through the cover really well, it gets you a few more bites. The other components we got from Gamakatsu are their spring locks. So heavy duty spring locks for, swim bait style screw lock hooks. So hold plastics on there really well. These ones are pretty HD, so they're gonna hold those big soft plastics on there really well. Not gonna get torn up. Sometimes when you run the bigger soft plastic swim baits and you have that little spring on there, it doesn't really hold that well. You wanna upgrade to these larger ones. And then we also got their silicone stoppers. So pretty cool little accessory, just something that you should always have in your terminal tackle box. I'm definitely gonna grab some of these and throw them in there. So with these, you can slide them up the shank of your hook and you can use them as a keeper on like your soft plastic hooks, on your offset hook. So it holds that plastic up there, keeps it from falling down, and keeps your baits from getting torn up as easily. Another really cool thing you can do with these is you can use two of them on like a spinner bait, and you can hold your trailer hooks in place. So if you run out of surgical tubing, or you just don't like that surgical tubing, or you don't want to run the hooks that have the plastic over the eyelet, because that kind of holds them there in a rigid spot, you can use the trailer hook so it free swings so the fish get it a little bit better. And then these little guys just hold that hook right there in place and where you want it on the shank or on the bend of the hook. Just, great little products just to fill up the terminal box and just way to customize all your presentations. Last thing they got is their new Braid Scissors. Super compact. Coolest thing about them is they fold into each other. So fold in like that, handles fold in nice, nice and tight. So throw them in your pocket. You're not gonna have to worry about jamming yourself in the leg if you fall with scissors or something like that. And they also have a split ring tool on the top there. So not only are they great braid scissors, they cut monofloor, everything like that, but you also have a little split ring tool on there. So super cheap, super compact, throw them in your pocket. Great little tool to have. All right, let's get into some baits. The first couple we got here are a couple new Topwaters we got from 6 cents. So the first one is their new catwalk Topwater walking bait. So what I like about it right out of the gate, it's got 3 hooks on it. Always like to have Topwaters with 3 hooks. You seem like you hook a lot more of those fish that come up and swipe at it. And just like all 6 cents baits, they all have awesome paint jobs like this one, this sensory shed that's got the scale finish on it, just super realistic. And then they come with awesome hardware on them. So black split rings, triple grip style hooks on there. With this Topwater, it's kind of got a keeled belly design. And what that's gonna do is it's actually gonna make it dart just slightly under the water when you walk it. So it's not gonna stay up on top all the time, especially if you have a little chop on the water. It's gonna dive and dart and come up out of the water when you're walking it. So just a little bit different than all the other walking baits out there on the market. And it's just an awesome topwater bait from 6 Cents. All the stuff they make is super high quality. This has got a knocker in it. So you're gonna get that little bit different action plus the knocking noise. Just a great topwater. And the next one they got here is their speed wake. So 2-piece wake bait. Again, awesome paint jobs, hooks, all that stuff. With this, you do have a knocker in it as well, a little bit higher pitched, and then the jointed design. And this thing is perfectly balanced, so you can run it at any speed. So if you just want to do a slow wake, you can do that, but you can absolutely burn it as fast as you can, and it's not gonna blow out or roll over. It'll stay running true, all the time. So you can throw this over cover, over the top of grass flats, round stumps, stuff like that. But this also works really well, just throwing out in the middle over clear water to catch those schooling fish. They'll come up and smash this thing. All right, new jig we got here from Queen Tungsten. We got the new Queen Tungsten swim jig. So if it's tungsten, you already know, gonna have a smaller, more compact head design than a lead jig. So this is a 1/2 ounce size. It looks more like a 1/4 ounce lead jig. Super hard, really sensitive, so you're gonna be able to feel everything you come into contact with. And one of the things I like about the tungsten jigs, especially ones with the barbed keeper comes out a little cleaner and a little bit more finished than you would with the traditional lead keepers. Sometimes the lead doesn't always come out the best in the mold, and you don't get a good, nice pointed barb on there. The tungsten ones, you're not gonna have that problem. And with this jig, it comes with a 5/0 mustad hook on there. So rock solid hook. You're gonna be able to hook fish, get them out of heavy cover if you want to. And then it's also got a hand-tied skirt. So you're getting all quality components, hand-tied skirt. They got some awesome colors, can't go wrong with that. All right, so Riot Baits. So we got more ICAST release stuff. So Riot Baits is getting into the hard bait market. The first one we have here is their Raptor lipless crankbait. And what's cool about this lipless crank, it's a dual pitch, so it has a single knocker and multiple BBs in it. So you get 2 different sounds coming out of the same lipless crankbait, which is super cool. It's a little bit taller than most lipless crankbaits, so it's gonna displace a lot of water. And then this short flattened side on the head there, it makes this bait run in a pretty aggressive nose down position. So you get a really hard vibration out of it. And then in the posture that it runs at, kind of keeps the hooks protected a little bit better. So it's a lot easier to rip it in and out of grass. So if you like to throw lipless crankbaits, through those grass flats and rip them out, this is gonna be a little bit more efficient for that. They got some awesome paint jobs on them as well, gill plates, 3D eyes, and they come right out of the box with EWG triple grip hooks on there. Another cool design with their square bill, this is their new Reactor 1.5 square bill. When you're looking at this thing right out the box, you can see it's got a different profile than pretty much every other square bill out there on the market. So it's got this bulbous body, and it comes down into this, it's called a low volume tail design. So what this is gonna do is, because there's less weight in the bait in the rear end of it, it's gonna have a super wide wobbling action. So it's gonna be really aggressive, and then there's a lot of buoyancy up here in the front of it. So it's gonna deflect great off of cover. So you can run it into brush and logs and rocks and things like that, and it's gonna get a really wild, erratic hunting action. So something a little bit different. And on this one, the knocker on this one is actually kind of a toned down single knocker. So it's not super loud. It just has that real subtle knocking noise. So it's not super loud like most rattling baits, and it's not a silent bait. It's kind of that nice in between there. Just like the lipless crankbait, comes right out of the box, EWG style treble hooks on it, ready to fish right out of the box. So check these new baits out there from Riot. All right, one that we've been waiting on for a while here from Savage Gear. So we finally got in the Twitch Reaper Shad. So these are topwater walking baits. We have them in 2 models. There's a floating model and a suspending model. They almost weigh identically, the same amount. The suspending model is about 1/2 gram heavier. So it gets down just below the surface and it just suspends there. So if you want something to just, not completely on the surface, will just hang out just below the surface, and you can pause it, twitch it, just gonna sit there like a wounded shad. These are super cool baits, especially coming up soon, when the fish are out schooling in the middle of the lake, chasing shad around, especially on those blueback herring lakes. Definitely gonna wanna check these out. They come with heavy duty EWG hooks on them. I mean, they're built for, you can even take these out in salt water if you want to, but got a super aerodynamic design so you can cast these things a mile. Nice rattles in them, just awesome walking bait. This is gonna be great for schooling fish here in the middle of the summer. Last up, we got a new rod. We've been waiting a long time for these from 13 Fishing. This is the 13 Fuse Carbon rod. So the blank is a 46-ton Japanese graphite blank, so it's already a super high quality blank. And what makes this rod unique out of any other rod that's out there is 13 is using a patented process that they're actually fusing the grip and the reel seat to the rod blank itself. So it's all one piece. So there's no glue, there's no adhesive, there's no connection pieces between the grip and the reel seat and the rod blank itself. So this is built to bring you just the most sensitive rod that you can put in your hand. You know, with those little details in there, you're increasing the transmission of vibrations that go from the rod blank down into your hand. So you're gonna be able to feel way more than you would with a standard rod that, you know, you glue on the reel seat and glue on the grip and that sort of thing like that. So just a unique design. These are limited rods. They only made 1,500 of them. So there's a casting and a spinning model. So I mean, it's a limited run, you know, a proprietary process. If you're looking for the ultimate, most sensitive rod you can get your hands on, this is gonna be the one you wanna check out. All right, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New with Tackle Warehouse. For more information or the purchase products seen here today, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.